All right, get ready because today we're going deep into some pretty profound territory.
Yeah.
Exploring the philosophy of the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood
Okay.
and their central text,
Right.
The Kingdom Within, Discovering Your Divine Nature,
Interesting.
penned by the group's founder, Waxira.
It's definitely a thought-provoking read.
Yeah.
What I find really fascinating is
Yeah.
how the Brotherhood just flips the whole idea of seeking God,
Mm-hmm.
on its head. Instead of looking for divinity outside of ourselves,
Right.
they claim it's already within us,
Yeah.
just waiting to be awakened.
It really is a radical departure from the way that many traditional religions approach spirituality, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not about earning our way to heaven or
Right.
proving our worthiness, but it's about recognizing that divine spark that's already present within each of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're really pointing to that often overlooked second part of Jesus's quote.
Right.
The kingdom of God is within you.
Exactly.
It's not some future reward. It's our inherent nature.
It is, and you already are what you seek, which, when you think about it, pretty mind-blowing concept.
So when I first read this, I found myself kind of asking, like, okay, well, if divinity is already within us,
right?
Why don't we experience it all the time?
Yeah.
Why do we feel so separate from it?
That's a great question.
Nice.
And that gets to the heart of the Brotherhood's
Okay.
critique of traditional religion.
Right.
They argue that religions actually benefit from perpetuating a sense of separation between humanity and the divine.
That's a pretty bold claim.
It is.
How do they back that up?
Well, they suggest that religions often create systems
Okay.
that make us feel like we need external intermediaries, like priests, rituals, or sacred texts to bridge the gap between us and God.
So instead of empowering individuals to connect with their own inner divinity, they create a system where people are reliant on the institution for access to God.
Exactly. They argue that this dependence keeps people feeling small and disempowered, reinforcing the idea that we need something outside of ourselves for salvation or enlightenment.
But don't many religions also teach about inner transformation and the importance of connecting the divine within?
Right.
I mean, it seems like the Brotherhood might be painting with a pretty broad brush here.
You raise a valid point.
Yeah.
There are certainly nuances within various religious traditions, and the Brotherhood's critique isn't meant to dismiss the entire spectrum of religious experience.
Right.
However, they're pointing to a pervasive tendency within organized religion to emphasize external forms and practices over direct personal experience.
So if the kingdom within is our true nature, how do we actually tap into this hidden dimension of ourselves?
Right.
I'm guessing it's not as simple as flipping a switch.
You're right.
Yeah.
It does take conscious effort and a willingness to shift our perspective. The kingdom within outlines 3 key steps for accessing this inner kingdom.
Give me the T codes to unlock my divine potential.
All right, so the first step is to be still.
Okay.
Now, they're not just talking about sitting in silence, although that can be a helpful practice.
Sure.
They're referring to a deeper kind of stillness, a state of presence that goes beyond the absence of noise.
So it's not just about quieting the mind.
Right.
It's about connecting with something deeper.
Yes.
More fundamental.
Precisely. It's about tuning into that I am presence that exists beneath the surface of our thoughts, emotions, and external distractions.
And that phrase I am is pretty loaded.
It is.
It's not just a random term. It points to the core of our being. Pure awareness that transcends all limitations.
It does.
It's almost like they're saying I am is the name of God.
Yes.
But God is not some external deity.
Right.
It's the essence of our own being.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that recognition is the key to accessing the kingdom within. The text emphasizes that this I am presence is not something we need to create or cultivate. It's already there, waiting to be recognized.
So how do we go about recognizing it?
Yeah.
Is it about specific meditation techniques? Or is it more about a shift in awareness that permeates our daily lives?
It's a bit of both.
Okay.
The text mentions meditation as a valuable tool, but they frame it in a way that emphasizes the inherent divinity as the starting point. It's not about using meditation to become divine, but to realize the divinity that's already there.
Okay, so be still is step one.
Yes.
What about the next step on this path to inner discovery?
The second step is seek within.
Right.
This might seem like a straightforward concept.
Sure.
But it goes against our conditioned tendency to look outside of ourselves for answers.
Right. Like we're constantly searching for something out there that will complete us, whether it's a new job, a relationship, or even a spiritual practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Brotherhood is saying that that true source of fulfillment, the kingdom of heaven, is not found in any external object or experience.
It's discovered by turning our attention inward, by exploring the depths of our own being. So it's almost like they're challenging us to become explorers of our inner landscape rather than adventurers in the external world.
Yeah.
What exactly are we seeking within this inner landscape? What are we supposed to find there?
That brings us to the third and final step. Know your nature. And this step is all about recognizing our true identity, not as the fleeting collection of thoughts, emotions, and experiences that make up our ego, but as the unchanging, eternal essence that witnesses all of these things.
So we're not our thoughts or feelings, but the awareness that experiences them.
Yes.
Like there's a part of us that's always observing, always present.
Yes.
Even when everything else is in constant flux.
It is.
And that awareness, according to the Brotherhood,
yes,
is the essence of our divinity.
It is.
The unchanging, eternal I am that we connected with in the first step. Okay, this is starting to sound pretty profound.
It is.
But if this true nature is always present, why is it so hard to recognize?
Yeah.
Why do we get so caught up in the drama of our lives and forget about this deeper dimension of ourselves?
That's where things start to get really interesting. And maybe a little bit scandalous, as the text puts it. Recognizing our true nature isn't just about acquiring new knowledge or mastering a technique. It's about confronting some deeply ingrained beliefs about ourselves and the world around us.
So you've definitely piqued my curiosity. I'm eager to unpack this idea of self-realization as a scandal and explore what it actually means to know your nature. But before we go there, let's just take a quick breather and reflect on
that sounds good.
What we've covered so far.
We've laid the groundwork for understanding the Brotherhood's philosophy, exploring their core belief that the kingdom of heaven is within us, not something we need to seek externally.
And we've touched on their critique of traditional religion, suggesting that it often reinforces a sense of separation between humanity and the divine.
And we've introduced the 3 steps. For accessing the kingdom within. Be still, seek within, and know your nature. Each step offers a unique perspective on how to shift our awareness and connect with our true identity.
And this brings us to the cusp of a deeper exploration of what self-realization actually means and how it can impact our lives. So stay tuned, because we're about to dive even deeper into the heart of the kingdom within.
Sounds good. Before we left off, we're starting to unpack the Brotherhood's
intriguing concept of self-realization as a scandal. This idea that recognizing your own inherent divinity can actually disrupt conventional thinking.
It definitely seems counterintuitive. Why would waking up to who you truly are be considered scandalous?
Well, I think it's because this realization challenges the status quo on so many levels. It shakes up our beliefs about ourselves, our relationship to the world, and even our place in the cosmos.
So it's not just a personal revelation.
No.
It's a paradigm shift that has ripple effects throughout our entire understanding of reality.
Precisely. The Brotherhood suggests that self-realization is like seeing through the illusions that keep us trapped in a limited, ego-driven perspective.
Right.
It's like finally putting on the right glasses and seeing the world in full color for the first time.
So I'm starting to get a sense of why they call it a scandal.
But what exactly does this shift in perception entail?
Right.
How do we move from seeing ourselves as separate, limited individuals to recognizing our inherent divinity?
The text emphasizes that this recognition is not about achieving something new, but about remembering something that's always been true.
Okay.
Like waking up from a dream and realizing that the limitations we perceived were just figments of our imagination.
You know, I used to think enlightenment was something you had to earn through years of rigorous practice, almost like a reward for good behavior.
Right.
But this idea of simply remembering our true nature, it's both daunting and incredibly liberating.
It's definitely a shift in perspective, and the text provides some vivid examples to illustrate this point. It describes a storm not just as a weather event, but as God dancing. A sunrise is not just a routine occurrence,
but the cosmos rejoicing.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like they're saying divinity is woven into the very fabric of existence.
Yeah.
We just need to adjust our lens to see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And once you start to see the world through this lens, everything takes on a new meaning.
Right.
The ordinary becomes extraordinary, and the mundane reveals its inherent sacredness.
You know, it makes me think of that quote by William Blake. To see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wildflower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Blake, like the Brotherhood, understood that the divine is not separate from the world, but permeates every aspect of creation.
So let's say we're willing to entertain this idea that we are already divine. What are the implications of living with this awareness?
Great question.
How does it actually change? And
the way we live our lives.
It gets to the heart of the Brotherhood's invitation to stop seeking, start being. Once you recognize your inherent divinity, the whole idea of seeking something outside of yourself for fulfillment or validation falls away.
It's like they're saying the journey isn't about getting somewhere else.
Right.
It's about realizing you're already home.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this realization has profound implications for how we approach everything from our relationships to our work to our spiritual practices.
So it's not just about having a mystical experience or achieving some altered state of consciousness.
It's about
integrating this awareness into the fabric of our daily lives.
Exactly. It's about embodying our divine nature in every thought, word, and action.
Right.
The text uses the powerful analogy of the sun not apologizing for its brightness or the ocean for its depth.
It's like they're saying, don't shrink back from who you truly are. Embrace your magnificence. Shine your light.
Exactly. There's no need to apologize for your inherent worthiness, your capacity for love, your creative potential. These qualities are not something you need to earn or prove. They are an expression of your divine essence.
And, you know, this whole conversation is making me think about how much of my life I've spent seeking external validation, trying to fit in, worrying about what other people think.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
I can relate to that. It's easy to get caught up in the game of seeking approval and comparing ourselves to others. But the Brotherhood is offering a radical alternative. What if our true purpose is not to conform, but to express our unique individuality, to let our inner light shine without reservation?
It's definitely a challenging invitation, but also incredibly empowering.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not always going to be easy, right?
No, it's not.
I imagine there are challenges and pitfalls along this path of self-realization.
The text acknowledges that embracing your divinity can be disruptive. It might challenge your existing beliefs, shake up your relationships, and even lead to conflict with those who cling to a more traditional worldview.
So it's not a journey for the faint of heart.
Right.
But I guess that kind of makes sense. If you're challenging deeply ingrained beliefs and societal norms, there's bound to be some pushback.
Exactly. Yeah. The Brotherhood is not offering a quick fix or a feel-good philosophy. They're presenting a radical perspective that requires courage, commitment, and a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones.
It's interesting because they call self-realization a scandal, but it almost feels more like a revolution.
It does.
It's about overthrowing the tyranny of the ego and reclaiming our inherent sovereignty as divine beings.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It really captures the essence of what they're proposing.
Yeah.
It's about a fundamental shift in power from the external to the internal, from seeking to being, from limitation to liberation.
So how do we navigate this revolution? Are there specific practices or guidelines that can help us?
Well, remember those
3 steps?
3 steps we discussed earlier.
Yes.
Be still, seek within, and know your nature. These are not just one-time actions, but ongoing practices that can help us stay grounded in our true identity, even amidst the storms of life.
So it's about creating a foundation of inner stillness and self-awareness that allows us to weather the challenges.
Exactly.
And embrace the opportunities that come with living from a place of awakened consciousness.
Exactly. And the text also emphasizes the importance of discernment, of learning to distinguish between the voice of the ego and the voice of our true self.
That makes sense. I imagine it can be easy to get caught up in spiritual ego traps.
It can.
Where we start to identify with our spiritual experiences or think we're somehow better than others because we're on this path of self-discovery.
That's a very real danger.
Yes.
And the Brotherhood cautions against falling into that trap. They emphasize that recognizing our divinity is not about becoming special or superior, but about realizing the interconnectedness of all beings.
So it's not about separating ourselves from the world, but about recognizing the divine spark in everyone and everything.
Precisely.
Okay.
And this realization, it naturally leads to greater compassion, empathy, and a desire to contribute to the well-being of all.
Right.
It's no longer about me versus them, but about recognizing the inherent unity that binds us all together.
This is starting to sound like more than just a personal transformation. It has implications for how we relate to each other. How we build community. And even how we approach global challenges.
You're absolutely right. The Brotherhood's philosophy has far-reaching implications that extend beyond the individual. It's a vision that encompasses the transformation of not just ourselves, but of society as a whole. Yeah.
Well, that's definitely a conversation I'm eager to have.
Okay.
But before we dive into the societal implications of recognizing our inherent divinity, let's take a quick break.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned because things are about to get really interesting. All right, so we're back and ready to explore some of the wider implications of this idea of inherent divinity. We've talked about personal transformation. But how does this philosophy translate to a larger scale?
Well, the text doesn't offer like a specific blueprint for societal change, but it does hint at some pretty profound possibilities.
So it's less about giving us a set of rules and more about sparking a shift in consciousness that could ripple outward.
Exactly.
Okay.
If we truly embrace this idea that each individual is a manifestation of the divine, imagine the impact it would have on our interactions with each other.
I'd imagine things like compassion and empathy would become much more than just buzzwords.
Absolutely.
They'd be the foundation for how we relate to one another.
Yeah, conflict resolution would look very different.
Right.
If we approached it from a place of recognizing the inherent worth in every person, even those we disagree with.
Instead of seeing the other, we'd see reflections of ourselves. Different facets of the same divine source.
Right, and that could potentially lead to a more just and equitable society where systems are designed to support the flourishing of all beings, not just a select few.
It's a powerful vision.
Yeah.
But is it realistic? I mean, humanity has a pretty long history of conflict and division. Can simply recognizing our inherent divinity really change that?
It's certainly a a tall order.
Yeah.
And the text doesn't shy away from the challenges.
Yeah.
It emphasizes that this kind of transformation requires a deep commitment to inner work, a willingness to confront our own shadows and biases.
So it's not about pretending everyone is perfect or ignoring the very real problems in the world.
Yeah. It's
about approaching those problems from a different place, a place of understanding and interconnectedness.
Exactly. And that shift in perspective could have a ripple effect on everything.
Right.
From how we address climate change to how we care for the most vulnerable members of our society.
You know, it makes me think about how often we get caught up in the us versus them mentality, whether it's politically, socially, or even religiously.
That's a perfect example of the kind of separation the Brotherhood is challenging.
Right.
They're calling for a recognition of our fundamental unity,
a
remembrance that we're all part of the same web of life.
So instead of building walls, we'd be building bridges. Instead of focusing on our differences, we'd celebrate our shared humanity.
Precisely.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean we have to agree on everything or ignore injustice. It just means we approach conflict with a different mindset.
Okay. One that seeks understanding rather than dominance.
You know, it's interesting to think about how this philosophy aligns with some of the ancient wisdom traditions.
Absolutely.
The idea of interconnectedness is central to many indigenous cultures and spiritual practices. Like they're reminding us of something we've always known deep down, but maybe forgotten along the way.
And that remembering that recognition of our true nature could be the key to unlocking a more harmonious and sustainable future for all of us.
Well, this deep dive has certainly given us a lot to ponder.
It has.
We've explored the personal and societal implications of recognizing our inherent divinity, a concept that challenges conventional thinking and invites us to step into a new way of being.
It's been a fascinating journey through the depths of the kingdom within, a text that offers a radical perspective on
spirituality and our place in the universe.
And as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left with a sense of both awe and possibility.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that the greatest revolution begins within.
Yeah.
And that the journey of self-discovery is an ongoing process.
It's an invitation to keep exploring.
Right.
To keep questioning.
Yeah.
And to keep embracing the mystery of who we truly are.
And maybe, just maybe by remembering our own divinity, we can create a world that reflects the beauty, wisdom, and interconnectedness that lies at the heart of creation.
That's a beautiful thought to leave our listeners with. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the kingdom within.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep diving deep, and keep shining your light.